she will save them by being super awesome, doing something incredible, burning something.
He will write a letter to Jon,
And then,
and he will write, "I have your little brother."
We need to kill the Great Hunter. Don't worry, Daenerys. I will save you. Thank you, Jon. You saved me.
Itamar! We're shooting a video, Itamar.
Can't you knock?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Itamar. Game of Thrones, episode 5. We're predicting episode 5. We've seen the trailer. A lot of interesting things seem to be happening. Let's start off with Sansa meeting Littlefinger.
Badass Sansa.
Badass Sansa meeting Littlefinger. She was at the wall, but now she's somewhere south. She's got there like with her spaceship, I think, right?
Yeah.
Too bad Daenerys doesn't have a spaceship because she takes like 4 or 5 episodes
Yeah.
to go anywhere.
Yeah. So Sansa, this is her season to start her long voyage towards being a queen. In this show, it will be a short voyage, like every voyage.
But she's gonna end up. We think she's gonna end the season as Lady of Winterfell.
As we predicted, she will meet Littlefinger, but she will have a grudge against him,
Right.
and more importantly, a leverage.
Right. Now their dynamics have changed after he sold her to Ramsay, and now she's she's more badass than she was. She's gonna look him in the eye
He has a soft spot
She is.
for her.
because she's the daughter of Catelyn
Yeah.
Stark, Catelyn Tully, whatever, the only woman he ever loved.
Yeah, and from his broken heart, from being rejected by Caitlyn, started all his revenge void.
He's like Hitler, not getting into art school.
Yeah. She's not a tool anymore that he can throw and give or marry for whatever. She's more conscious now. She knows, I think she's starting to know, if not knowing already, that she's the most important figure, political figure in the North. And she has her own army now.
She has an army. She's never had anyone to protect her, and now she has an army.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think also, not in the political sense, but she's going to have leverage because Littlefinger is human. Even though he's evil and everything, he's going to feel bad for what happened to her because of him, and she will be able to talk to him differently than she did back then.
Yeah.
She still needs him because she needs the armies of the Vale in order to take the north and defeat the Bolton. So I think after she uses her leverage, he's not going to realize that she has another plan in mind, and he will be the tool now. She will use him as a tool. Maybe by the end of the season she's going to kill him, or maybe next season, but not yet. So he's not going to realize how significantly things have changed.
Yeah. And to your point, the whole reason that he gave Sweet Robin in order to convince him to rally up the army and give his army to him is we have to save Sansa. So in the mind of the Lord of the Vale, the legitimate Lord of the Vale, we have to save Sansa. So if Sansa will come to him and say, "This Littlefinger guy, I don't like him anymore, throw him away,"
Right. And we
straight
see
to the moon door.
Sansa will now play Robin to get him to her side. So let's go to Arya. What do you see from Arya in episode 5?
So she will be given a mission to
She
kill
will.
someone, probably.
And if we remember the trailer, the first or second trailers for the season, there was a scene where someone from behind, it seemed to be Arya, was running on a roof and then jumping off like some kind of crazy parkour. So that doesn't seem like something like a normal mission for a faceless man slash woman, because you would have to go silently, you won't be running all over the place. So I get the sense maybe she will have like a botched mission, something will go wrong, something of a born identity kind of thing. She will be set up to fail in some way, and this will be maybe another test to see if she manages to go out, to get away with it. I don't know.
Or
Something dramatic will happen in Braavos.
Or maybe like the Born Identity, she will fail completely
And go off the grid.
and go off the grid. No, she will wake up in some ditch.
Maybe she will go off the grid with the talents that she has.
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, very interesting. So now let's go to Meereen. We see a brand new character in the trailer, Mrs. Anya Bookstein,
Mm-hmm.
Israeli, what. She has an incredible face. She's mesmerizing.
Yeah,
I think.
she's beautiful.
And she plays like a high priestess of the Lord of Light, and we see her talking to Varys and to Tyrion,
Mm-hmm.
and she tells Varys, you're smart, but you're not that smart.
Yeah.
We know that Varys hates magic.
Mm-hmm.
He was castrated by probably a Lord of Light or whatever, crazy fanatic, and the flame spoke to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a blue flame, I think, so I don't know if it was really a Lord of
Green,
Light.
I think it was
Green?
green. Yeah,
Okay.
or purple.
I always confuse those two colors. It's incredible. She's probably like Melisandre, like
Yeah.
150,000 years old,
Probably.
and she might know more about him than he realizes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she even knew him as a boy or something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we will get to see some backstory about Varys. How did he get where he got? And in the books, there's a theory that he shaves his head because he's a secret black fire. That's like the Targaryen bastard line.
Yeah.
So maybe here he will be a secret Targaryen. And this is why he's supporting Daenerys.
Mm.
Maybe.
So if we go to the politics of this scene, or what we expect to see, we saw in the first episode some kind of a foreshadowing of this growing religious tension, not only in Meereen, but also from the last season in Volantis as well.
Right.
And this religious tension is very much linked with the Red God and Daenerys.
And linked to the slaves.
The Red God's religion, the law religion, is being used as some kind of a liberation
Emancipating
message,
tool.
emancipation tools.
Because in this Lord of Light religion, every man and woman are equal
Equal before
before the God.
Yeah.
So that's a very subversive message
Definitely.
in this kind of society.
And Tyrion, because he's smart and he knows politics and he's a political commentator and a philosopher, a political philosopher of some kind, so maybe he will use religion
Okay.
as a political tool. That could be a very effective tool against the masters,
How so?
because they're all slave cities and they have a religious champion in Daenerys with dragons with a very powerful message. So Tyrion could use this religion as a leverage,
Right.
going to the masters and say, oh,
Right.
you do terror in my city? Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen
ain't seen
the
nothing
wrath
yet."
of Allah. Allah.
Okay, Bran. There's another. It looks like an awesome scene. He's
Yeah.
standing there with all the whites, and then the great other slash
Night
blood
King.
slash Night King slash whatever is standing behind him, and we remember from the trailer he's gonna touch him or something. They're gonna talk something because it doesn't. Is he still only going to watch, or is he going to participate this time?
So the episode's name is The Door.
The door.
We will interpret it very freely now.
Okay.
So it could be the door of perception,
Which means.
which means you take some kind of a chemical
Okay.
and then you see stuff that you can't see regularly with your
Okay.
own cognitive abilities. So maybe you'll break on through to the other side, see some riders on a storm, and maybe this is the end.
Because he's going to light his fire? No? Okay, never mind. So maybe this is the episode we find out that the White Walkers slash others are not evil.
Yeah,
Maybe they will have a talk.
yeah.
They will reach an understanding. Maybe he will realize their
Maybe it's
history.
all misunderstanding, you know. We just, we just waking up, you know. We turn on the air condition. Some became cold in your tech us, you know what?
He's like, somebody said something 6,000 years ago, and everybody is. Okay, let it go.
So we suspect that there
We
is,
expect.
and that there is some kind of a rationale to
Right.
the White Walkers slash others attacking humans.
Right, they have a culture, they have they have history,
They have language.
they have language, they have emotions.
Maybe.
We see all that in the books.
Yeah, I don't think they have emotions. They're probably very cold inside.
I've had it with racism against white people.
So there are some clues in the books, especially the Melisandre episode. One of the episodes of
okay.
Melisandre in the last book.
Okay.
She's looking at the fire and she's has this sense that someone is watching her.
Every
And
breath she takes.
and I got the feeling.
I got the feeling.
Somebody's watching me. I got the sense that she's talking about the great other, and there is some connection with the place that Bran is in right now, with
Right.
the tree and Bloodraven and the old guy in the tree, you know. So could see Bran being some kind of a bridge to the great other,
Right.
understanding
Right.
something about him.
Maybe he will go over to the dark side.
I would like to see him going to the dark side in order for us to understand that in this world there is no dark side
Right.
per se, you know, that everyone has a
Right.
reason to
Right.
what he's doing and for his emotion and
And he
ambitions.
likes to flip the script on us. And the moment we think someone is bad, then we understand them, and the people that we thought were good are not that good.
Yeah.
So now to the Kingsmoot. That's gonna be like the biggest part of the episode, if you ask me. If you don't want to know anything about the Kingsmoot, you should probably stop watching it now. This video, okay? They're gone. Let's talk about the Kingsmoot. So just for context, we know that Balon Greyjoy, he was Lord of the Iron Islands, and then he declared himself King of the Iron Islands, and he promised all his people spoils and whatever conquest, and they conquered the North, but he didn't deliver. They lost the North.
Yeah.
They are beaten,
Yeah.
and this is a proud people. This is definitely the most important Kingsmoot we've had in recent modern, pre-modern history.
Come on, they say it about every Kingsmoot. A Kingsmoot is not that common in the Iron Islands way of life or whatever.
Right.
It only happens in cases in which you don't have a clear heir to the throne.
Right.
So instead of fighting and bickering with each other, all the great houses of the Iron Islands, they have this system in place.
That's very smart.
So very egalitarian
Right.
as well.
Because they're going to the constituency, and Yara on the one hand and Euron on the other hand, they're gonna make their case and tell them, pick me.
Yeah.
Right.
In a Kingsmoot, the name is not important. It's
Okay.
what your agenda is.
Okay, so Yara is gonna portray herself as the rational, the pragmatic, right? And he's gonna be the demagogue, the crazy person who wants to make the Iron Islands great again.
We know in history when a nation is very hurt, and there is a clear difference between the expectations and the pride that they have as a people, as a nation, between reality. So the people tend to go
To fascism.
to follow the strong man, to fascism, some kind of a romantic feeling that we were great once, but because of the sheep people on the dry land, and the Jews. Yeah.
So he's gonna promise everything. I'm gonna build a wall. I'm gonna give you dragons, 3 dragons. We're gonna get everything, all the 7 kingdoms.
This episode going just after the last scene in which Daenerys is in her high place,
Right, highest.
highest place. Then we see this Euron guy, and at first we say, he's crazy. He's just another crazy guy like Ramsay, but he can be a very dangerous enemy for Daenerys. He can steal her dragons.
And the part about the horn, it's going to be super dramatic. I hope so.
It is said that this horn will control dragons.
Right, it's from Valyria, from
It's from
old
Valyria.
Valyria, how the Valyrians, the people who had the dragons in the first place,
Yeah.
how they managed to rule, to control the dragons through that horn.
And everyone that blows the horn dies, but the one that controlled the horn controlled the dragon. So that will put in perspective the last heroic scene in which Daenerys is on top, and now we're gonna, she's gonna do it at least, but no, it's not that simple.
That's that simple.
It's not that simple. We have a god complex guy.
But I think his message resonates more with the Ironborn. Because what has she got to offer? She wants to pull out of the North. She wants to end the war. But come on, you voted for the war.
Yeah, she was for the war.
She was for the
when
war.
it was popular. Yara is not an imperialist. She's more like a isolationist. Give us our islands that we can, kill some fish, raid some bitches, and that's it. Like, this is the old ways. We don't want an empire. He's a madman. He has this Jesus complex, probably, like he's a megalomaniac. And she is more like a pragmatic candidate.
Right.
And she says, come on, okay, we have this pride and whatever, but we live on a shitty island with no natural resources, and we have a limit of boats, how many boats
this is
we can
exactly
build.
why she's going to lose.
Yes, because of democracy.
She's a very weak candidate.
She's a weak candidate, and people are stupid, basically.
That after she's gonna talk and make her case, he's gonna... and people are going to listen.
Yeah.
that's gonna be like an analogy to demagoguery. And he's gonna tell everybody we're gonna rule everything and kill everybody.
The horn that silences every rational voice out there. And you can understand it because he's like bringing them this huge horn, tremendous horn, the best horn there is. I don't think there is another horn like it in this world. So not only we're gonna give them dragons, he will make Daenerys pay for it.
Incredible. Okay, so let's wrap it up. I think this episode, the door, it's gonna be not only the doors of perception, but also one door is closing, new one is opening, new opportunities for everybody.
A transition episode.
Transition episode between the first half of the season, the second half, maybe. So if you enjoyed the video, please click like. Your likes have been a tremendous help. Thank you very much. And if you want to support our channel even more than just clicking like, which is important, you should definitely check out our link to our Patreon page in the description. We have a lot of extra content for patrons. And we'd like to have your support if you can do it. If you want to learn more about the others and where they're going, we have a video about that. And if you want to know what our predictions are for Bran for this season, here it is. The Bran video is also pretty funny. And subscribe to get all our videos, 3 videos per week during the season. We're going to have another video about Daenerys Targaryen as Genghis Khan. Confirmed! Bye everybody, we'll see you all next time.